JD the ace on the fucking mic. Yeah, this just a freestyle, nigga. Yeah, JD on the beat, killing this shit. Bitches can't fuck with me. Yeah. Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your boy JD. So we're back in with another cooking video. These are going to be all the seasonings that I use. Mind you, y'all don't gotta use these seasonings, but this is what I use. I got the sazon, onion powder, and all that. So now you're gonna get you a pan. Make sure you get you some oil and put it on a low heat. Now I got the cube steak. I already went ahead and plated it up, and I'm finna go ahead and season it with the seasonings that I just showed on the screen, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead with some onion powder, some sazon, a little bit of steak seasoning, some garlic powder, onion powder, obviously, and then you gotta have some little chili powder and something else, a little special. You know, make sure the cube steak is well seasoned, because if you're eating unseasoned food, shame on you. Shame on you. So I'm going ahead and I'm gonna make sure I get all the seasoning in there. I know it looks like a lot of seasoning, but it's not gonna be. You're gonna make sure you season it well, and you're gonna make sure you're gonna rub the seasoning in to the meat, because you don't want no unseasoned food. One thing y'all gonna learn over here on this channel is that everything's gonna be well seasoned. You see how I got the steak seasoning? Gotta add some of that on there. Don't worry about what seasonings I'm using. If you're judging me, judge your mama in the comments. Okay? Okay. So we're gonna continue to keep doing this. Mind you, we're going to make sure everything's seasoned. We're going to do the front, we're going to do the back, and then we're going to massage it in. And then you're also going to want to make sure that you have a separate plate set aside for just flour. Because, you know, you're going to want to make sure you got the flour. I'm adding a little bit more seasoning onto the other side, because I was like, you know what? It needs some more. So I went ahead and I got me my plate on the side with some flour. You're going to definitely need that. Put a little bit of flour in there. You're going to get the spoon or fork and, you know, just push it out. You want to make sure that you can get a little flat bed, because you're going to put your meat in that and flour it up and fry it up. And then you know, don't put too much flour on there, but put enough to flour all the pieces of meat. And also you want to have some extra flour on the side so that you can make the gravy. So I'm just there patting it on. The fork really does help with making sure, like, you know, the flour stays on there and it sticks. And then also you don't have to get your hands dirty, but you know, if you want to, you can do this all with your hands and keep it pushing. I can admit that it is a little bit quicker doing it with your hands. But, you know, if you got extra time to spend, you know, get you a fork and do it this way. But, you know, always wear gloves if you want to. I mean, I'm not judging you. That's your house. So I got my oil. It's already heated up. And I'm just going to drop that meat in there. It took a minute to get off there. And don't judge me about using a plastic fork. I'll realize that afterwards that it was a plastic fork. Judge your mama. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to keep on doing this. I'm going to keep adding those in there. You're going to keep those in for like 10 minutes. You know, you don't want to cook them too long. Now I got a pot of water because I'm going to make some rice with this. You know, you can do rice or mashed potatoes. You know, plate it up. I'm just, make sure you're checking on your meat in the fire, you know. I know mine kind of look a little bit dark. You know, we eat everything well done over here. I don't know about y'all, but we eat everything well done. So I took out the first batch. It is looking nice and crispy. One of them do look a little burnt, but mind your business. You're not eating it. So now I took all the oil out and everything, drained that out. So this looks a little burnt at the bottom, but it's going to work. You got your onions, you got your peppers, you got a little bit of butter in there. Put a little sazon in there. You know, we're going to go back to those seasonings. Season this gravy with everything that you season this meat with. So I got the sazon. It is, you know, a little bit darker than I wanted it to be. You know, it should look a little bit lighter than that, but, you know, continue to keep stirring or whisk it up. I got onions and peppers in there. I got green peppers and everything. Add your flour, your extra flour. You're going to just keep mixing it up, and you want to burn the flour in there. You know, you're just cooking the flour at the bottom. You know, you could use cornstarch if you wanted to, but I just chose to use flour. But you can use cornstarch. Cornstarch might be a little bit quicker, but you know, over here we like to take the long route sometimes, but sometimes we like to take shortcuts, and it just all depends. But you're gonna make sure you get that nice and cooked together. You know, it should look real thick. And then you're going to want to add a little bit of water to it and keep adding water to it until it thins out. But you also want to add your extra seasonings in there because you don't want the gravy not to taste like nothing. You want to make sure everything's well seasoned and it comes together with that rice or whatever side that you end up making. So now we're going to just, keep on stirring. It should look a little bit like this. It is looking real thick. I burnt my hand a little bit right there. I don't know if y'all was paying attention. But there you go what it's looking like. It looks very thick. You're going to keep adding water to it just so that it thins it out. So I got the water. I'm going to pour some more in there. And you want to slowly pour water in there and mix it up. And you want to keep doing this every, maybe 1 or 2 minutes. Because, the gravy is going to get real thick real quick. So you want to make sure you keep adding water in there. Whisk it through. All those chunks that you see right now, that's going to dissolve out. And it's going to become a real good gravy. Just watch. Just watch. So there you go. So now that's more thin. And I'm adding more seasonings to it. Because we don't want no bland gravy. It does look a little bit darker than that because I cooked my meat a little bit darker. But, if you cook it at the right temperature and everything, the gravy should look a little bit lighter than this. But mine just looks a little bit darker because I cooked my meat darker. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to add the meat in there. After the gravy gets thin enough and everything and you have enough gravy in there that you want, add that meat in there and you want that to cook on medium or actually on low heat for about 10 to 20 minutes, depending on how soft you want the cube steak to be. Because I like mine real soft, so I did mine about 30 minutes, about 20, 30 minutes. And then, you want to keep checking, to keep stirring it. You want to make sure it, get marinated, incorporated with everything. Because, once again, you don't want no bland food. We don't like eating bland food over here. We like everything to be well seasoned. And you got to be able to taste something. So I'm just going to keep on mixing it. You want to keep watching it because the bottom of the pot will burn quickly. So you want to make sure you keep watching that. So now I'm about to plate this up. I got my rice. And I'm just going to spread out that rice. Add a little bit of gravy. So, you see a little bit of gravy. And then you're going to add your piece of meat. And you're going to plate this up. So I got the more gravy. I'm going to go ahead and add my piece of meat. For most people, don't like big pieces of meat. I don't either, So I go ahead and I grab my piece. I'm going to go ahead and put this up on my plate. Mind you, I would have had vegetables, but I was trying to hurry up and get out. So this is me tasting it. You always want to taste your creation. The meat could have cooked a little bit longer just because it was kind of a little bit harder to cut into it. But really, it probably was just because I used a plastic knife. But it still could have cooked a little bit longer. And then here go the bites. It looks real good. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, Ace Mob. Mwah.